Hey guys, Rocambasco here, and today I tried beating Dying Light the Following with only guns, and not even 2 seconds into the game, there's already a medical emergency. Seeing as how it's the zombie apocalypse, this man got desperate and tried to eat a chlamydia sandwich, but he forgot to wear his glasses today, so he missed his mouth hole and the sandwich went right in his eye. He died shortly after. So now, I'm on a quest for vengeance. Do I kill all the zombies for making food a scarce resource? Or do I kill the people responsible for making chlamydia sandwiches? Well, either way, I'm gonna need some guns. Not gonna lie, I've never even played the Following DLC, because it just didn't tickle my balls the way I like. It just missed those spots that made me go, Maybe it's the buggy or the lack of Raheem, but either way, I was a stranger in a foreign land. I sat there asking myself, where the hoes at? Hoes being guns in this case. It's not like this is America, where you can wander into a school and find one in the hands of some mentally unstable, vape-deprived teenager, so I started looking in the next best spot, in the back of police vans. But after failing to find a gun in the 2 vans I looked in, I got fed up, said fuck it, and decided to do the main missions. And that's when I met Beer Belly. He told me if I got a car for him, he would lick my butthole, so I made my way to the place where it was parked. And just as I was almost there, he called me on the radio and told me that there would be bad men here. I was more than excited. Laying my eyes on big strong men meant I would find a potential boyfriend in this apocalyptic hell, but then my jaw dropped when I saw that one of these pieces of shit was holding a gun. I could barely contain my enthusiasm, so I snuck into their camp, climbed the tower, I chest bumped the dude, and then he accidentally fell to his death. I had successfully obtained my first gun. But I already know that there's gonna be that one motherfucker, that piece of shit in the comments who is like, you killed him with your nipples, so you technically failed the challenge. And you know what? Maybe I kinda agree with the haters for once. Me personally, I don't think I killed the dude, but my hands weren't totally clean either, so I quit the game and tried to figure out another way to obtain a gun without using force. But as I sat there planning a plan to take out the man, his blip just disappeared. Turns out, this man yearns for the ground, because this is the second time he's let it kill him. So I tried to take his gun, I failed, I tried again, and I succeeded. Now that I had a gun, I could start to take revenge on everyone who was responsible for the creation of the chlamydia sandwich, starting with these guys. At first I was scared, because with all the zombies and people I had to kill in the world, they outnumbered me 10 billion to 1. But luckily, I was fighting a bunch of single chromosomed bipedal dummy-dums, so in no time, I disassembled everyone's faces into 1,000-piece puzzles and I found Beer Belly's car. I floored it back to Beer Belly, pressed every button on my keyboard, still couldn't figure out how to exit the buggy until I googled it, and when I reached the trailer, Beer Belly was nowhere to be found. Either that, or he became transgender in the 30 minutes since I left. Either way, I wasn't getting my butthole licked today. But at least I had a car now. So with that, the mission ends. After that, Old Man Wrinkles told me that if I helped out around the village, he could introduce me to a group of people called the Faceless, who would help me in my quest for vengeance. Apparently, their leader, the mother, knows a lot about the chlamydia incident, but they don't talk to outsiders, so I had to build a reputation for myself before she would even consider seeing me. So my next objective was to go to a pump station to turn on the water for my new pals back at home. But I must have been betrayed. The bandits definitely knew I was coming here, because they brought Invincible Vince. This man eats bullets for breakfast, so my gun had no effect on him. But like every human on planet Earth, there's a limit to how much we can eat, so eventually he swallowed his last bullet, and then I found an SMG. Overall, just like communism, this thing is a piece of trash. It does shit damage and the iron sights are cancer, but it's extra bullets, so I'll take it. I successfully saved the pump station dude, but then he broke everything, so now I had to fix his mistakes. He told me to drive to another pump station and turn off the valve, so I did just that. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I can't kill zombies with the buggy since it's not a gun. I'll be honest, sometimes I did accidentally hit a zombie or two when I was driving to the next mission, but it's not my fault. When an oak tree stops a drunk driver and they die, is it the tree's fault? Of course not. The tree isn't a murderer, it's the driver's fault for not driving where he's supposed to. Same thing with the zombies. They're supposed to stay on the sidewalk, so how's it my fault if they decide to wander in the street and paint my car red? So in conclusion, any fail as a result of driving the buggy could be avoided if I just ran everywhere on foot. Or, if the zombies just didn't go on the road like a bunch of dummy-dums. But anyway, I turned off the valve, and with that, the mission ends. So, I have guns now, which is all fine and dandy, but just like a cripple without a wheelchair, a gun without ammo is pretty much useless. So how did I get ammo for them? Well, if I was a level 10 in survivor rank, I could just buy it, but that's a long ways off. So on my way to the next mission, I came across one of these military checkpoints. I thought nothing of it at first, but when I spread open that crate like I do my girlfriend's butt cheeks, I found an ammo bundle. And these spawn in every military crate 100% of the time. So combine that with the fact that you almost never have to kill any zombies in the following's main missions, and you'll never run out of ammo. After that, I got scared when I thought I had to fight a demolisher, because they take no damage from guns for some reason, but you can just ignore him. So I did a thing, defended pump station dude while he fixed another thing, and now I just had to do some side missions to increase my reputation and get noticed by the faceless. And what better way to get a badass reputation than to go clear a volatile nest? When I got there, I found my third gun, which was a handgun, and so I got to work on clearing out the volatiles. I can say with absolute certainty, if it wasn't for this cliff being here, I would be sipping hot tea with Jesus up in heaven right now, but I couldn't keep using the cliff forever. Eventually, I had to move in and exterminate all the nest mothers. They took a whole clip for my SMG to kill, but after the third mother nester, I finished them off with ammo to spare, and with that, the nest was destroyed. After that, I had an intense tussle with some bandits that would require them to have to update their Facebook profile pictures. And so, through these various acts of badassery, the leader of the Faceless finally decided that my reputation was good enough, so they invited me to go hang out at their temple. But these animals, these absolute savages, tried to force me to do drugs. I shamed her for almost making me overdose on Smurf Mist, and then she decided that I was a cool dude, but I needed to do more good deeds before she would give me intel on the chlamydia crisis. Well, the timing couldn't be any more perfect, because once again, the homies back at home base were suffering. I talked to old man Wrinkles, and he said that everyone was getting chlamydia from the drinking water, so he wanted me to investigate the pumping station again and see what's wrong. I was more excited about finally finding a lead than I was about saving lives, because what's more important, life or revenge? Seems pretty obvious to me. When I got there, I shot first and asked questions later, which is something I should have done in reverse order if I wanted answers, but then I met Bekier. Good thing he was invincible temporarily, but only temporarily. He begged me not to kill him, and he told me that he and his friends were infected with chlamydia by their boss and was ordered to come in the water supply to infect everyone in the village. I was appalled when I heard this information, but I'm a nice person, so I cured Bakir of his chlamydia. I realized I forgot to ask him who his boss was. I told Old Man Wrinkles what's up, and I beat the mission. Now, I don't know who at Techland thought investigating blue mist in the middle of fields and going on journeys across the map to look at fucking rocks was a good idea, but that shit was boring as hell. You know what's not boring as hell though? I found a semi-auto shotgun before I started these two missions, so I was happy as hell about that. I mean, I wasn't very happy about not being able to really use it, since, I'm looking at fucking rocks. But anyway, because I did all that nonsense, the leader of the Faceless was thirsting for me. She wanted a meeting ASAP, but first I had to save the day. Rice's thugs kidnapped one of her followers because apparently he found out some crucial information about the chlamydia crisis that not even the mother herself knew about. So I introduced Rice's thugs to my three closest friends, Assault Rifela, Shotgunsa, and Pistoletta. I spent the next few minutes making everyone faceless, and then I finally found him. The only words he could muster was lighthouse and nice cock. Obviously nice cock was just a compliment to me, but lighthouse? That was the lead I've been looking for, so I hopped in my buggy and made my way to the lighthouse. And this is where I entered the final stretch of the challenge. When I opened that door, I found none other than Beer Belly. At first, I was gonna make him hold up his end of the bargain to lick my butthole, but then, over the radio, someone called him boss. Excuse me? Boss? The same boss who made those thugs come in the water supply? Before I could ask him why he's such a piece of shit, his buddies destroyed the lighthouse, killing Beerbelly in the process. So I finished them off and made my way to the mother. I was ready to finally hear the answers she had for me. At this point, you have to drive across the map in 6 minutes. I guarantee you can drive from the lighthouse to the dam without killing a zombie, but me personally, I didn't have the patience to do it. I retried this part about 10 times or so, but every time I did, I always wound up hitting a zombie, hitting multiple zombies, or zombies would just throw themselves at my car non-stop. And there's no way you can get to the dam from the lighthouse in time on foot, so this is a fail that can be avoided, but I just ran out of patience, so I'll take the L, whatever. When I got inside, I asked the corpse for directions, and finally, I met the mother. But turns out, the mother was actually Queen Chlamydia. She told me that she hired Beerbelly to infect the food and water supply with the disease, so everyone in the village would get chlamydia and become just as ugly as she is. And then, she could finally have a fair chance at finding a boyfriend. That's when I knew that curing the chlamydia crisis was out of my hands. It was too late for everyone, so there was only one way left to make things right. I told Queen Chlamydia that I would be her boyfriend, but only if she gave me a working nuclear bomb. Luckily, she had one laying around, so I played it cool. I told her that nuclear bombs also work as cell phones, and that I was gonna order us some pizza real quick, and then, in the blink of an eye, I successfully deceived the queen, cured the chlamydia crisis, killed everyone responsible for it, and saved the entire world. So can you beat Dying Light the Following with only guns? If you can find a way to somehow avoid hitting zombies when you're driving from the lighthouse to the dam, then yes. Otherwise, no, it's not possible. Well, consider leaving a like, a comment, and all that other good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one.